Air traffic control in Germany has problems with the software, so they had to reduce the flight movements. Lufthansa cabin crew is not happy that cabin crew is going to Swiss. Swiss is not happy that they are getting cabin crew. Swiss has to cancel flights for the summer and autumn time, even more than they had cancelled before. Scandinavian Airlines pilots postponed their strike 72 hours. I will give you the reasons. Global entry, I will give you more insights for global entry, and I will give you some insights how you can save money with Hyatt, for example, if you have the credit card. And the last topic, if you are flying on Finnair or Qatar Airways and you are collecting with One World member, maybe it makes more sense to collect with AAdvantage, as they're increasing the mileage values, especially when you have to reach a status. My name is Lars. I'm here to bring you more miles, more points, and more status. Today's episode is, like always, about you, and for that reason I like your support. So subscribe, hit the notification button and leave us a like, and especially comment that we can exchange our thoughts. Thank you for doing so, and thank you for watching. I see how it's all increasing. I'm really humbled that you are supporting me. Today I had a radio show and 90 minutes in German Deutschlandfunk, where I talked about the situation of aviation in Germany and the European market. We have to look out, of course, that the situation is not getting worse by strikes. But today, the air traffic center in Langen, which is in charge of a quite big area in Germany for the airports, for example, Düsseldorf, Frankfurt, Cologne are airports where they are in charge, had a software outage. So it was no hacker thing or something. So we have been very lucky with that. 9 o'clock, the system was running again. The area which they were controlling is starting when you take, for example, Kassel to the Bodensee, which is Lake Constance in English. Then you go up on the French border again, and then you go to the east to Thuringia. That is the area which they are controlling, and for that area they had to reduce the traffic by at least 50%. Numbers are not known because they are not published. We will see. But for a lot of airlines, that was a hassle today. For example, in the radio show, there were people who have already boarded, and due to these restrictions in Düsseldorf, they had to deboard. They were on the runway, basically, but couldn't take off as the DFS was canceling the capacities. This said, I'm lucky at least and happy that we had no hacker attack from anywhere, so that this is a solution. I hope that you have been not affected, and you know now why airlines all over Europe who had operated flights into Frankfurt or into Düsseldorf have delays and troubles to get slots. Starlines is a company which we all know. It is an alliance of airlines. When it was 25 years ago, started on the in charge of Lufthansa, was one of the main pushers for this alliance, the first alliance actually in the world. And they have now today 26 airlines with 50 hubs who are working together, which are giving us the benefit as a Starlines Gold worldwide, that you can go as a Starlines Gold in the Starlines lounges, for example, in Los Angeles, which was voted for one of the best lounges. They have offices in Frankfurt and in Singapore, and they announced something today. Starlines CEO Jeffrey Goh said, Deutsche Bahn is getting a partner. You say, what? Deutsche Bahn, not an aviation? No, Deutsche Bahn is not an aviation company. They are in train transportation in Germany, public transport. How does it make sense? It makes sense, in my opinion, as the Deutsche Bahn is a partner of Lufthansa already. So when you're booking flights, for example, from Sweden or Finland, like I do from Helsinki to Frankfurt, from Frankfurt to Düsseldorf or Cologne, it is a train which you get from Frankfurt to Cologne or Düsseldorf. So there is already a kind of a partnership going on. To put them now in the Starlines is, in my opinion, one really great step, which makes sense. It's a logical step. Why is it logical? Because some flights make no sense. Let us be honest. Even I love aviation. I love to fly. But for example, Munich, Berlin. I'm in the city center in Munich. I have to go to the city center of Berlin. Why? Because Berlin has no airport anymore and you are anyways outside, except maybe to the Ila. I would have stayed outside. But even then I was in the city center. I can recommend the train. Why? 4 hours from Munich to Berlin in a train, first class, 100 something euros. Wonderful. No security, no lines. Okay, we can discuss the train situation. They have to get better. And I think they will get better. If you fly the same, 1 hour to the airport, 1 hour through the airport, 1 hour flight, 1 hour from the airport, it's 4 hours minimum. So 4 hours for 4 hours, there is no time benefit but more stress. So I think that is a good idea. But now the question comes where we have no answers. There's an invitation for Monday. Unfortunately, I didn't receive one. So we will see. We have to see, are you able to collect miles? Are you able to collect miles with Scandinavian Airlines, with Eurobonus? Are you collecting miles maybe with ANA or with other Star Alliance airlines? Maybe you get a status. Is it only award points or whatever? Or you get really tier points, status points that you can make your status with the airlines? As a Lufthansa Miles & More member, I get already miles when I book the ticket through Lufthansa.com. You cannot only book the train, you have to book always in a combination with flights, which used to be different. People did things like buying Stuttgart, Frankfurt, Düsseldorf on a train, never took it just to get the miles. You can do that, but makes no sense in my opinion. But anyways, that would be interesting. And the other thing is, as the Deutsche Bahn changed their system, they have now status up to platinum. So they have silver, gold, platinum, and the basic. Do we get, as a Star Alliance Gold member, maybe access to the lounge on a on a Deutsche Bahn train ticket? Would be interesting. And it will be interesting. That is what I wanted to say, I forgot. I can maximum collect 100,000 miles as a Horn Circle. If I collect more, it's not counting anymore. But I would like to think that this would be changed, in my opinion, and that would be a good first step to do so. What is your opinion? Do you think that train companies should be more involved into this system? Should be there other partners? What is your opinion? Cabin crew has a very particular opinion when it comes to cabin crew supporting other cabin crew. In this case, it is Lufthansa cabin crew, 70 people, supporting for a maximum of 9 months Swiss cabin crew. The first problem was that the cabin crew was getting more money, that they were getting accommodation. Of course, when you go for 9 months to Zurich, I mean, it makes no sense to get accommodation there. So I can understand that. Then they are getting a kind of a special payment of 500 Swiss francs on top for additional expenses, how they call it. But now another point is when you ask for unpaid leave, they don't get it. The only one who get unpaid leave is the one who are going to support the Swiss people. And that is a two-class cabin crew. And in my opinion, that makes no sense because that makes more trouble. And I hope that they will discuss about it. But the next problem is, why do you send cabin crew from Lufthansa, who is already short on staff, to Swiss? Doesn't mean that Swiss has so much less cabin crew, that they're really so needy. I think when you make the system more fair and when you maybe pay more money, cabin crew is coming back. I mean, especially when you have to work in shifts. That is what is the problem for the people. In the radio show today, we discussed that as well, because the shift system is the problem for people in security. So that we have to do as well. Actually, the cabin crew said that they're walking on their gums. In German, you say auf dem Zahnfleisch laufen, which means basically that you are outpowered. It's burnout. You are completely done. Who is completely done is the cabin crew and the cockpit, especially from SAS Scandinavian Airlines. They are discussing with the management about higher wages and so on, but the negotiations got stuck. They said we want to go on strike from Tuesday of Wednesday in the night, midnight, but they extended it 72 hours because they say there are still a lot of things we have to discuss, but we see maybe some silver lining. So that would be, in my opinion, great if they could get a solution. Martin Lindgren said that, like I said, there is a lot to discuss and there have to be a lot of solutions, but they are now looking into it. And luckily they are looking into it because if you see what happened is that they fired nearly half of the pilots, which of course is part of the shortage problem. And they just didn't allow them to return. So that is a kind of a law thing which they have. And if they would be on strike, the airports Oslo, Copenhagen, Stockholm, Arlanda would have been affected 20 to 30,000 people a day. Can you imagine? When they had in 2019 7 days strike, 4,000 flights in Denmark, Sweden, Norway were cancelled. 360,000 travelers were involved. So get it solved, get it done. Swiss, for example, they have no pilot shortage or something. They have cabin crew shortage, pilot shortage, and shortage of everything, kind of. They had to cancel for August to October 676 flights. They already have canceled flights earlier this year. And when you look at it, they have in the systems 31,414 flights from August to October. That are the planned flights. But they have to cancel 676 flights from Geneva and Zurich together. And long-haul flights are involved. Yes, long-haul flights like USA, Joburg, but Dubai as well. I don't know. That is a problem. And Dieter Franks apologizes, of course, for the affected passengers. And he says that it is necessary to adjust the flight plan as the aviation system in Europe and worldwide is in an operative dead mission kill zone. I don't know. At least he says that it's very busy. And that is true. We have no stuff. Let us come to good news. Good news are, for example, global entry. Global entry is something I love and use regularly. Last time I used it in Los Angeles, it was just a breeze. You just go through. The only problem was that I wait for my luggage for, I felt like 45 minutes. If I would have waited in the queue, would have been a big problem. But global entry has benefits. It's $100 for 5 years. If you have a US credit card, you can get it paid. American Express, for example, pays for its credit card customers. It gets waived. I love it. And in my opinion, if you need an American credit card, ask me. I have solutions for that. We found US companies just to get the credit card, so it's not a problem. Comments or in the show notes there you will find my WhatsApp number. Anyways, if you are coming from a country like Germany, or when you come from the Netherlands, when you come from the United Kingdom, Brazil, Argentina, India, Colombia, Panama, Singapore, South Korea, Switzerland, Taiwan, or Mexico, you can apply for it. And this said, I think that is a great opportunity because you get not only global entry, you get TSA pre-approved. TSA pre-approved means that you can go through the security on flights from the US without pulling out your notebook, without pulling out your liquids and everything. They trust you. And they said you don't have to go through the NACO-meter and, is it like this? I think this was somewhere as well. So anyways, if you do this, you don't have to because you go through the normal old gates. They check you, it's really a breathe, and especially when the lines are shorter. Not always, some airports have them longer, but anyways. If you have global entry, what is your experience about global entry? Do you enjoy it? Do you like it? Or do you hate it? I have to say, after 7 years, I love it. Comment. World of Hyatt is giving 20% award discount. Yeah, what does it mean? If you go to the independent collection, and independent collection would be Joy de Vivre, then it would be Unbound collection, and it would be Destination by Hyatt. That are all the hotels which are basically, they call it three unique journeys, and that is what it is. They are independent, basically, to find something. If they don't fit into Park Grand and so on, they fit in this one somehow to get more hotels. And you get 20% discount on the award points you pay if you have the night consumed between the 5th of July and September the 5th, 2022. You have to register for this offer. And important is the maximum rebate rebate is 30,000 points per transaction, and it is a credit card exclusive. Like I told you, get an American credit card. I can help you to do that. It is possible for both, for the private credit card or for the business credit card from Hyatt Chase. If you don't have those cards right now, it is not possible to get them until the promotion is ended, but then you are prepared maybe for the next promotion. That is important. Eligible brands, like I said, is Joy de Vivre and Destinations and Unbound Collection. The conclusion is that you have to redeem the full points, and later you receive 20% of the points back as deposit into your account. They will be redeposited, and we have to see how the Hyatt people are doing it. But I think it's basically that they are just trying to keep the credit card people happy. And for me, the credit card makes absolutely sense, especially when it comes to Hyatt. Another program which is important to have an eye on, even if you are not in the US, is American Airlines. As American Airlines is enhancing the miles earnings on American AAdvantage if you are flying on Finnair and Qatar Airways. You have to see that they... this time the word enhancement is a good word, because when you say Lufthansa is enhancing something, you always say, what is the problem? In this case, it is good because on Finnair and Qatar flights, which is effective since May 1st and June 1st, they increased the mileage you can get, especially the mileage you can get on American Airlines if you are using business or first class fares marketed by these airlines. So it makes more sense to credit those maybe to American Airlines and to get the status. Of course, people say that it was about time with the other one world carriers. Qatar Airlines structure was much worse than Finnair. Their old structure was only 25% cabin bonus in business class, which was, of course, non-existent, basically. And you should keep that in mind. And I think that Finnair, of course, the product, you can discuss about it, but I like the product. The new cabin, I have to try it. I had to tried it on the Aviation Interior Expo in Hamburg. It was kind of okay, but I have to see how it works on the flight. I hope it worked for you today with today's episode of Frequent Traveler TV Takeoff. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for hitting the notification button and the like button and comment. But I have to drink now. It's getting so warm. It's so warm. What is the temperature? 26 degrees, but it's somehow so humid. I'm sweating here with the light for the camera. Unbelievable. But thank you. Seeing you tomorrow for Frequent Traveler TV Takeoff. Bye.